Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Joliet Central High School, welcome to our Veterans Day ceremony. Today we gather to honor the men and women who have served and continue to serve the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for joining us as we pay tribute to their courage, sacrifice, and dedication. I would now like to turn it over to the principal of Joliet Central High School, Mr. Shad Hallahan.
Welcome everyone, and it's my privilege to welcome you all to the 13th annual Joliet Central Veterans Ceremony. Before I say a few words, I would like to introduce a few elected leaders and district leaders, local officials that we have with us today. We appreciate their attendance. First we have Mr. Terry Darcy, Mayor of Joliet. If you could stand when we call your name. Joliet City Manager, Ms. Beth Beatty. West Hill Mayor, Mr. Ray Solomon. President of the Joliet District 86 Board of Education, Mr. Jesse Smith. JTHS Superintendent, Dr. Carla Guzman. And while not a local official, I do want to recognize another individual who is with us today. Retired Major Phil Jaco is here. Major Jaco was instrumental in starting this and executing this event annually, so I just wanted to make sure that we gave him that recognition. And a few words, Mr. Piazza, one of our social science teachers, since the beginning of this event has always done the welcome and done a fantastic job, and unfortunately he has a family event today and couldn't be here. So he wrote some words that I'm going to communicate on his behalf. As a former English teacher, I feel it's important to cite my sources. So this is Mr. Piazza's words here, but I should certainly share the sentiment. Veterans Day is the annual United States holiday honoring our nation's military veterans. It is a federal holiday that is observed on November 11th, the anniversary of the signing of the armistice that ended World War I. Originally called Armistice Day, the name was changed in 1953 to Veterans Day, effectively acknowledging all veterans. Proudly, I've been given the opportunity to provide the introduction for today's event. As I stand here and peer out into the auditorium, my attention is immediately drawn to the individuals seated directly in front of me, our veterans. Like many Americans, I tend to take freedom for granted and forget the sacrifices that have been made by these and others who bravely served our country in times of need. They were willing to risk their lives to allow Americans the opportunity to raise families under the rights guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States of America, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. On Friday, November 9th, 1956, Joliet Central High School hosted a Veterans Day memorial service in honor of those who had served our country during the 2 World Wars and the Korean War. It is with great pleasure that we host this event at Joliet Central to recognize the sacrifices that members of our military have made and continue to make in times of national crisis. Numerous Joliet Central students are participating in today's assembly to show their gratitude and appreciation to our veterans. So without further delay, it is my pleasure to introduce our JROTC Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Cripple, to begin the program.
Thank you, Mr. Hallahan. Please rise, if able, for the presentation of the colors by the Joliet Central High School Junior ROTC, and remain standing for the singing of the National Anthem by the Steelman Choir, directed by Mr. Joshua Massey. We will observe a moment of silence to honor those who have given their lives in service to our country. Please remain quiet as we listen to Echo Taps, played by Jeremy Lannan and Mychel Ingles. Now we will be recognizing the proud history of each branch of the United States Armed Forces, represented by our own junior ROTC cadets.
The United States Army was founded on June 14, 1775, making it the oldest branch of the military. Its mission is to fight and win our nation's wars by dominating on land. The Army's core values are loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. Its motto is simple and powerful: this will defend. The United States Navy was founded on October 13, 1775. Its mission is to maintain, train, and equip combat-ready forces that can win wars, deter aggression, and maintain freedom of the sea. The Navy lives by the values of honor, courage, and commitment, and its current motto is forged by the sea.
The United States Marine Corps was founded on November 10, 1775 at Tenth Tavern in Philadelphia. Its mission is to serve as America's rapid response force, ready to fight on land, sea, and air. The Marine Corps' core values are honor, courage, and commitment, and their motto is the well-known Latin phrase, Semper Fi, which means always faithful.
The United States Air Force became its own branch on September 18, 1947, after separating from the Army. Its mission is to fly, fight, and in the air, space, and cyberspace. The Air Force's core values are integrity first, service before self, and excellence that we all do. Its motto is aim high, fly, fight, win.
The United States Space Force is the newest branch of the military, founded on December 20, 2019. Its mission is to organize, train, and equip forces to protect America's interests in space. The Space Force core values are character, connection, commitment, and courage, and its motto is Semper Super, meaning always above.
The United States Coast Guard was founded on August 4, 1790. Its mission is to protect our nation's waterways, ensure maritime safety, and defend our coast. The Coast Guard's core values are honor, respect, and devotion to duty, and its motto is Semper Paratus, which means always ready.
time, Ms. Christine Schlischman will recognize veterans from the community in attendance.
Welcome to our veterans. It is with great pleasure that we honor your service to our country today. Before we move to the recognition of veterans from the community, we would like to take the time to recognize the members of our staff, both current and retired, who have served our country. Will our staff who are veterans please rise and face the audience? Let's give them a round of applause. Of our veteran recognition. Veterans, when I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Audience, I ask that you hold your applause until all names have been announced. We begin our recognition today with the World War II era and Ted Mychel. Ted, if you could please stand. Thank you. Ted defended our country during World War II. He was a tech sergeant in the U.S. Air Force and a radio operator on a B-17 Flying Fortress bomber. He was stationed in England from October 1943 to March 1944. During that time, he completed 25 missions and received numerous medals and honors. Ted is 104 years old and is a Joliet Township High School alumnus from the class of 1942. I know that I said hold your applause, but audience, if you could please rise and give Ted a standing ovation for being a Thank you, Ted Mychel. War era, Lloyd Longboard. Lloyd was an electrician named second class, serving aboard the USS Piedmont from August 1951 to December 1954. He received the Korean Service Medal with 3 stars, the National Defense Service Medal, the United Nations Service Medal, and the Good Conduct Medal. He is a Joliet Township High School alumnus in the class of 1949. Vietnam era, Cliff Lauderdale. Clifford served our country as a staff sergeant in the U.S. Army. He was stationed in Vietnam for 2 tours of duty. Clifford served in the Army for 20 years. Post-Vietnam Cold War era, Jim Lynch. Jim served our country as a private first class in the Army. We thank you for your service. Tony Ariano. Tony Ariano, a Vietnam veteran and former special education teacher, has been a tireless advocate for people with disabilities, veterans, and senior citizens across Will County. His leadership roles in numerous organizations, from the statewide Independent Living Council of Illinois to the Spanish Community Center, demonstrate his lifelong dedication to service. Tony's community engagement has earned him prestigious recognition, including the Silver Eagle Award from the Joliet Rotary Club. His work has uplifted countless individuals and families by championing inclusivity, education, and civic engagement. For his service to our community, Tony was recently inducted into the Joliet Hall of Pride. Persian Gulf era, Veronica Konow. Veronica served our country as an intelligence specialist in the U.S. Navy. She was stationed in Orlando and Pensacola, Florida, Iceland, Rota, Spain, and had temporary duty assignments in Germany, France, and England during the Gulf War era from 1991 to 1999. Veronica received special recognition as an aviation warfare specialist completing a designated 2-year program in just 6 months. Pretty impressive. She was also a member of the commissioning ceremony squadron for SEAL Team 10, where she was awarded a letter of commendation in recognition for her professionalism during this time-honored naval tradition. I also wanted to share that Veronica is part of the Honor Flight Program, and she wanted me to share with you that on May 14th, 57 of our JTHS ROTC cadets attended Honor Flight Chicago 121 with 9 of the cadets presenting colors during the opening ceremony. The 9 performing cadets led the parade of honor and were front and center as each of the veterans passed by, which included presenting the service branch flags during the playing of the salute to the armed forces. So we thank you for that as well. We now move to the Desert Storm, Desert Shield, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation New Dawn Eras with Jessie Smith. Jessie defended our country in the U.S. Navy as boatswain's mate first class. From 1992 to 1996, he served aboard the USS Enterprise and was deployed twice to Kuwait and Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom. He served a total of 18 years and received the Navy Commendation Medal, 4 Navy Achievement Medals, Army Achievement Medal, and the Global War on Terrorism Medal, just to name a few. Jessie currently serves as Vice President of the Joliet Public School District 86 Board of Education and has 2 children who are proud Steelman alumni. Sergeant Joshua Morris. Sergeant Joshua Morris, E5, served with the United States Marine Corps during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Sergeant Morris was stationed at Camp Pendleton, California. He graduated from Joliet Central High School in 2015. And that concludes the recognition of our veterans from the community. However, before I end, would any veterans whose names were not called please stand and be recognized? At this time, audience, please join me in a round of applause to thank the men and women who bravely served our country. Thank you for your time. And their granddaughter for being here to record this. It will be available on JTC TV Channel 6 in 2 weeks, so thank you for that as well.
Now please enjoy special readings presented by our students, honoring the legacy and values of our armed forces.
Dear veteran, I want to sincerely thank you for your service to our country. The sacrifices you made and the courage you showed have given people like me the chance to live freely and chase our dreams without fear. Your dedication to protecting our nation means more than words can express. As a JROTC cadet, I've come to understand how much discipline, loyalty, and selflessness it takes to wear the uniform with pride value. You lived and live out every day in your service. Because of you, I get to grow up in a country where I have opportunity to learn, lead, and build a better future. Your example inspires me to be a stronger leader and a better person, someone who serves others and stands up for what's right. I hope to carry forward even a fraction of the honor and commitment you've shown in your time serving. Thank you again for everything you've done. Your legacy continues to live on through every cadet who follows in your footsteps. With deep respect and gratitude, Cadet Common.
Dear veterans, I hope this letter finds you in good health and in high spirits. As a cadet and inspiring leader, I write to you today to express my deepest gratitude for your service and sacrifices you have made for both your country and all of us here today. Your unwavering commitment not only protected our nation, but also set an example and path for future generations of leaders. Your dedication inspires us and my fellow cadets alike to strive for excellence and serve with integrity, courage, and hope. And the principles and the values you embody, value, duty, and selflessness, are the foundation of the principles we wish to uphold. Your service paving the way for a brighter, secure, and hopeful future that we are committed to continue as a way to express our unwavering gratitude and to preserve the legacy of your service to us. I thank you again for your service and the lasting, hopeful impact you have left on our nation. Your sacrifice will never be forgotten or remembered as a symbol for selfless heroes who lit the way forward for a nation once lost in fear, and now uniting and fighting for what you swore to help protect, our hope and freedom. Thank you.
Estimados veteranos, como estudiante de JROTC, escribo hoy para expresarles mi sincera gratitud por su servicio a nuestra patria. En este Día de los Veteranos honramos a todos los hombres y mujeres que se han dedicado a la defensa de nuestra nación, y su contribución es un pilar fundamental de este legado. Sus sacrificios, conocidos y desconocidos, han tenido un profundo impacto en mi vida. La libertad y la paz que disfrutamos a diario no son un regalo, se ganan gracias al valor de las personas como ustedes. La oportunidad de estudiar, cultivar mis intereses y vivir sin miedo es resultado directo de la valentía y el compromiso que demostraron durante su servicio. Su dedicación ha protegido los valores y el estilo de la vida que ahora tengo la fortuna de disfrutar. Como cadete de JROTC me inspiro en su ejemplo. Su servicio nos muestra claramente lo que significa liderar con honor, sentido del deber, resiliencia. Las lecciones que aprendemos sobre disciplina, integridad y administración se basan en los mismos principios que ustedes defendieron. Su ejemplo fortalece mi determinación de convertirme en un líder responsable, respetuoso y disciplinado, capaz de generar un impacto positivo en mi comunidad y más allá. Gracias por su incansable servicio, su firme compromiso y por todo lo que han aportado a nuestra nación. Su legado continuará motivándome y guiándome mientras me esfuerzo por seguir sus pasos. Hoy mi principal tarea es decirle dos palabras simples, pero llenas de un profundo significado. Muchas gracias. Gracias por su coraje, por su arduo trabajo y por darnos la oportunidad de mirar hacia mañana con esperanza y libertad. Pero más que nada honrar a los veteranos más que hoy en este día. Sé que la mejor manera de honrar su legado es viviendo a la altura de los valores por los que lucharon. Gracias a todos los veteranos del pasado y del presente. Su legado de honor y servicio perdurará en mí al igual que en otros. Con profundo respeto y gratitud, Cadets Cisneros.
To further express our gratitude, please enjoy this musical tribute entitled Duty, Honor, Country, performed by the Joliet Central Band, directed by Mr. Don Stinson, and read by Staff Sergeant Calvin Lee.
downgrade them to the extent of mockery and ridicule. The code which these words perpetuate embraces the highest moral law and will stand the test of any ethics or philosophies ever published for the uplift of mankind. Around 1,000 campfires, across 100 battlefields, listening for the witchy melodies of bugles blowing reveille, far-off drums beating the long roll. This is the story of the American man at arms. In his youth and strength, his love and loyalty, he gave all that mortality can give. He has never failed us. Were he to do so, a million ghosts in olive drab, and brown khaki, and blue and gray would rise from their graves, thundering those magical words. Duty, honor, country.
Please join me in giving a round of applause to all of our wildly talented students, their teachers, directors, our ROTC cadets and instructors for this wonderful event. And most importantly, please join me in one more round of applause for all of our veterans and those who are here today. This does conclude our veteran ceremony for this year. Teachers, I ask that students, you stay here until we'll let you out a little early, but we can't let you out yet. So we'll stay here until about 3:10. I'll make an announcement. Guests, we do have a reception, as we always do, in the Galleria on the other side of the building. We have staff here who can direct you to that event. We have some hors d'oeuvres and treats from our culinary classes who are here to present that for you. So you are welcome to stay for that. So again, I want to thank you all for being here. Students, we'll just sit tight for about 5-10 more minutes. Everyone have a safe and wonderful weekend.